Hey, welcome back. This is Eddie Phillips with the Erudition Network. And since part one hurt some feelings, let's do three more Juneteenth facts that alt-right and racist pundits try to obscure. Again, don't trust me. Trust the historical fact. Check my sources. They rarely give you sources when these guys talk. Primary sources, secondary sources, no receipts. We need facts. Historians are kind of funny like that. We need facts. And I want to make sure we do that. Anyway, here we go. Number one, they say blacks and indigenous people own slaves too. So Juneteenth is hypocritical. That's whataboutism. That's when someone dodges the actual issue by saying, well, what about what the other things that happen? They do that a lot. Yes, slavery existed in many societies. Yes, a small number of black people were recorded as slave owners in the United States. Yes, some indigenous nations also practiced slavery, especially those so-called five civilized tribes. But here's the part that they skip. Those examples do not erase the structure of American slavery in the United States. Slavery became racial, hereditary, chattel, protected by codes, defended by federal law, and tied to political power. Exceptions do not erase the system. That's not history. That's whataboutism with a microphone. That's opinion. Exceptions do not erase the structure. This is like finding one wet match and pretending that the house wasn't burned down with matches. Look it up. Primary sources, 1860 U.S. Census slave schedules, the state slave codes, the Fugitive Act of 1850, the Confederate Constitution, Carter G. Woodson's freed Negro owners of slaves in the United States in 1830, the Confederate Constitution, Article 1, Section 9, Clause 4, which all talk about this. Go read secondary sources like Walter Johnson's Soul by Soul, Stephanie E. Jones, Rogers, they were property. Go look at those and tell me that it's not real. They say Republicans, number two, they freed the slaves. So black people should stop talking about Juneteenth. That is party bait. It tries to turn black freedom into a modern partisan sectarian trophy. It ignores history as continuous. Yes, the Republican Party of Lincoln played a major part in emancipation. That is historically true. But Juneteenth was not created by modern Democrats or modern Republicans. Both parties, even back then, had racial equality ambiguities. The fact is that it was preserved by black communities who kept the memory alive, formerly enslaved people, churches, families, groups, teachers, veterans. These leaders kept the history alive. So stop using these parties as labels to erase what people who actually did the work and carried on the tradition. Stop truncating the history to make it a political narrative. Remember that it took a lot of death and struggle to pass these laws in the Constitution. Look at the primary sources. The Constitution, the Emancipation Proclamation, General Order Number 3, Records of the United States Colored Troops, Freedmen's Bureau records, 19th century Juneteenth and Emancipation Day news reports that were done throughout the country. Go read Eric Forner's Reconstruction. Go read W.E.B. Du Bois's Black Reconstruction in America, and then tell me that it's not real and that it was political. Lastly, number 3, they say Juneteenth is anti-American. Absolutely not. That's a lie. This is one of the laziest arguments that you hear from a lot of these pundits. Juneteenth is not anti-American. Juneteenth is America being forced to live closer to its own words. Remember, the Declaration of Independence talked about liberty in 1776. The Emancipation Proclamation moved towards freedom in 1863. General Order Number 3 announced freedom to people in Texas in 1865. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery constitutionally in 1865. This is not anti-American. This is American promise being dragged into reality by war, blood, practice, and policy. Lying about this and the facts is foolish, but this is what we do. Go look it up. Look primary sources, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Emancipation Proclamation, Journal number 3. Do your work. Actually go look it up. Secondary sources, Prophet of Freedom by David Blight and Frederick Douglass, the second founding, Annette Good and Reed on Juneteenth. See, there are books and studies out there that you can go look at. This is the difference between history and echo chamber content. We come with documentation, not slander, not smiles, not lies. You watch these liars and they give you views with their attitude. I'm Eddie K. Phillips with the Erudition Network. We give you facts. Remember, if somebody says Black history is fake, ask them, which primary source are you using? Which secondary source are you comparing this to? Why are you so confident and you have no receipts? Where can I learn more for myself and not just take your word for it? Don't just believe. Study. Let's learn together. Join us on the Erudition Network. Later, you guys have a great Juneteenth. Love you guys. Bye.